Helen. Thank you so much for spending time today just answering some questions about your transformation journey so far and your experience with ALM Fitness. So yeah, just want to ask. You started with us just over 5 weeks ago, and I just want to know kind of how did you feel before you started with us on your 5 or 6 month transformation?
I was a little bit apprehensive, just because you're meeting new people, aren't you? It's new people, new places, new things. Wondering, oh God, will I be able to keep up? Will I be able to do this, etc., etc. So yeah, excited, a little apprehensive, but most certainly more excited than anything. Just basically to have a go at this transformation.
Cool. And what position were you in? Kind of, how did you feel physically, mentally? How did you feel at the time?
Relatively fit, but mainly because of my running. So I did have a certain degree of fitness, but the basic and core strength clearly needed a lot of work. And also, I think, needed a little bit of guidance with nutrition, a little bit of guidance with base fitness. Basically needed just a bit of a kick up the backside to put me back on the right path, really, and just have a little bit of help and support there from experienced people that can actually help me.
Yeah, cool. And so when you first started, obviously we were delivering physical in-person sessions, and then now we've obviously had to transition to all online. So obviously you were halfway through your transformation, or less than halfway through. What were your initial thoughts when we obviously announced, right, we're going to be doing everything online? What were your initial thoughts then?
Initially, I was a little bit concerned just because of myself really having the motivation to physically do it on my own, because at least when you're having to go somewhere and be accountable, you kind of make yourself get out of bed, you make yourself do things properly. When you perhaps haven't got that motivation, you think, oh gee. And I think for me that was probably the first challenge, was that if I don't do this, I'm 2 weeks into a challenge, I waste the opportunity. So therefore it's like, use this as an opportunity for me to grow mentally quite strong, to physically get the motivation to go and continue to do this journey on my own. Even though I'm not on my own, just that first motivation to get out of bed before I'm in the lounge, really, to do it.
I'm guessing that could have been quite a turning point for you, in terms of, you could have quite easily said, oh, I'm going to give up now, and just go, I don't want to do it online, I won't have the motivation to do it. But actually you've pushed yourself to keep going and keep focused, even though the whole process has changed, but actually you've still been able to do that transition. So that's great. And then what were your initial kind of thoughts on that first online session? How did you find that first online session?
Initially I was really dreading it, because I'm not the biggest technical person. I do what I need to get by. But once again, I say it's a motivation to get out of bed a quarter of an hour before and think, oh, really? I'm thinking, no, do the first one, because once you've done it, you'll be fine. And it was exactly that. It was just giving myself the motivation to drag myself down the stairs, switch it all on and think, actually, this isn't quite as bad as I was thinking. I'm actually quite enjoying this, because I can sit here and do it in my underpants if I want. It's great. I don't have to get up half an hour earlier. I can just do it with my dog on my head. It's just awesome, actually. I've quite enjoyed it after that initial just doing it. It's fantastic. Really fantastic.
I think that's the thing, that initial kind of unknown, isn't it? You don't really know how it's going to work, you don't know how it's going to turn out, and like you say, with the dog jumping on your head or whatever, but once you've done that first one, with anything that you try, once you've got that first one out of the way, it's much easier after that. And then how do you feel now? So kind of 5 weeks on, how do you feel? What results have you noticed already?
5 weeks, I'm absolutely loving it. It hasn't lost any of the personal touch from the classes, which was, I think, what I was worried about, was because I loved the hands-on help from the coaches and everything when you're actually in class. And I did think, oh, will that change? But it doesn't, because you're still giving us the guidance we need, even though it's over video. So it's still got the one-to-one touch. For me, it's made me a lot more mentally strong, physically stronger. My cardio's better. I'm actually getting a bit of muscle definition now.
Yeah.
Even just my nutrition and mainly my meal planning as well. I actually stop and think about what I'm eating now. And I even started looking at the calories on things and thinking, that's a hard session with George, that is, I'm not eating that. And
Yeah.
literally thinking, God, that's worth 20 burpees, not a chance, I'll just
Yeah.
leave that for a piece of fruit or something. So yeah, I'm finding it easy to follow, which is probably a little, I wasn't expecting it probably to be that easy to follow, I think. But once I think you've got the first couple of weeks under your belt, you kind of know a little bit more about what you're doing. It's almost like a second nature now. And the motivation just keeps you driving you on anyway. So it's fantastic, really.
We always say that we want to encourage people, you know, initially it is change, and it is, you know, a change to most people's routines, but then it does become second nature, and you know, you're aware of what's a protein, what's a fat, what's a carb, etc., and you're just aware of the food that you're consuming. So yeah, we always encourage everything in moderation. So if you want chocolate or digestives or whatever, you can obviously have those. And then what would you say to somebody that's kind of thinking of joining, they're interested in kind of getting involved with what we do, but they're not quite sure? What would you say to that person?
Just do it.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I wished I'd done it a long time ago, because I was in that position thinking, just do it. You don't like it, you lost nothing at all. But just do it, because you might just surprise yourself. It might just be the best thing you've ever done. So just do it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for your answers today, Helen, and hopefully you inspire other people to come and join. So thank you so much.
Pleasure.